A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a recent BBC interview, former UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron disclosed his intentions to impose sanctions on two controversial members of the Israeli government, Bezalel Smotrich and Itamar Ben-Gvir, due to their extremist views and actions regarding the ongoing conflict in Gaza. Cameron expressed his concerns about the Labour government's decision not to follow through with these sanctions, which he had been developing prior to the general election. The sanctions, which would have included an asset freeze and travel ban, were stalled based on advice suggesting that implementing them during an election period would be too politically charged. Cameron highlighted the inflammatory rhetoric of Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, stating that both had made statements encouraging violence against aid convoys and supporting illegal settlement expansion in the West Bank. He emphasized the need for the UK to hold Israeli officials accountable for actions that undermine international law and human rights. When ministers in your government who are extremists behave in this way, we are prepared to use our sanctions regime to say this is simply not good enough and simply has to stop, he said. The former prime minister criticized the Labour government's partial ban on arms sales to Israel, calling it a misstep during a time when Israel faces threats from state actors like Iran. He argued that while the UK should respect Israel's right to self-defense, it must also advocate for adherence to international law and the protection of human rights. Cameron's remarks come at a time of heightened scrutiny regarding the UK's foreign policy towards Israel and Palestine. The Labour Party, under the leadership of David Lammy, has been pressured to clarify its stance on sanctions against violent settlers, with Lammy hinting at potential new measures being considered by the G7. During his tenure, Cameron had previously imposed a travel ban on a small group of individuals linked to settler violence, which some reports suggested included Smotrich and Ben-Gvir. However, the sanctions he is advocating for now are significantly more severe and aimed at holding these ministers accountable for their inflammatory statements and actions. Cameron's comments reflect a broader debate within UK politics about the appropriate response to the ongoing violence in the region, particularly in light of the recent escalation of conflict involving Hamas and Hezbollah. He reiterated the importance of ensuring that humanitarian aid reaches Gaza and that the role of the UN in the region is respected. The current government faces mounting pressure from various political factions, including calls from former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn to suspend all arms sales to Israel. Corbyn has been vocal about the implications of UK-made weapons being used in the conflict, calling for an urgent reassessment of the UK's arms trade with Israel. As the political landscape continues to shift, the implications of Cameron's revelations and the Labour government's response will likely play a significant role in shaping the UK's foreign policy and its relationship with Israel moving forward. The situation remains fluid, and the international community is watching closely as developments unfold in this complex and sensitive geopolitical landscape. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.